The story begins as the main character opens his eye, and he beholds an unfamiliar young woman, so he wonders if she is his mother. As he watches as a status window appears, he notes he doesn't have a name. An old man approaches him, and the woman addresses him as Your Majesty, so he wonders if he is an emperor. The emperor names him Noah Ararat, and announces he bears the title of 13th Imperial Prince. The priest informed the emperor Noah possesses water affinity, so the emperor declares his fief will be Amlyria, a land where the Water Clan reside. Noah observes a title of Imperial Prince materialize on his status window, and values he had never seen before. The emperor then desires to assess his skill, so the priest casts a spell on Noah, and his status window appears in front of everyone. Noah realizes his water level has increased to SS, and everyone is amazed since no one reached that level at that age. Noah is now 6 years old. He knows he is reincarnated in Mir's empire. He discovers his status window appears normal to everyone else, but only he can see it has unique values. He becomes stronger by acquiring more subordinates and territory, gaining the S to his water attribute when he was granted Almeria, and his level can be raised infinitely. His maids change his clothes, and he proceeds to the dining room for breakfast. His maid Evelyn informs the Crown Prince and 4th Prince have arrived for a visit. So he immediately departs since he doesn't want to keep the Crown Prince waiting for him. Noah greets his brother the Crown Prince, and the 4th Prince tells him he is courteous as ever. The Crown Prince remarks he will be a great chancellor one day, and Noah promises to strive to achieve that. The prince informs him they brought a present for him, and Noah sees a terrified servant carrying a box, which emits a mysterious dark aura, so he wonders what it is. As the servant opened the box, Noah felt the screams of many people drowning in that aura. Noah sees a mysterious sword in that box, and he is ordered by the prince to pick it up. Noah senses the sword is dangerous, but he cannot refuse the Crown Prince's gift, so he lifts the sword and nothing happens. The prince then informs him it's called Leviathan, the strongest water sword in the empire, and 120 people died trying to master it. The 4th Prince adds that those not meant to wield it are killed instantly by its curse, and even carrying the box is agonizing for most people. The Crown Prince tells Noah it was a valuable demonstration, and he departs with his entourage. Noah realizes the prince risked his life for this test, but he knows he cannot protest. Noah perceives his maid Zoe is unhappy about something, so he asks her for the reason. She tells him there was a flood in her hometown Dasso, and her mother has been rendered unemployed, so her relatives are asking her to work in the red light district. So Noah tells her he will employ her mother as in charge of locking the gate, and pay her 10 ream per month. But Zoe tells him it's too much pay for a job she never heard of, and Noah informs her they can live in his house on the outskirts of the capital. Zoe kneels in gratitude as she thanks him, and Noah thinks his reputation will be ruined if he allows his servant to work in the red light district. He summons his servant Dylan, and orders him to purchase all the land in Dasso, as he worries scammers will con the people who have lost their livelihoods like Zoe's mother. Noah observes Zoe is staring at him, so he asks her the reason, and she tells him she is surprised how well he handled the situation without any experience. Noah knows he cannot tell her about his reincarnation, and Dylan ponders how to procure funds, as he estimates he would require 700,000 rein. Noah calculates his household has about 50,000 rein to work with, so he decides to sell his land for the remaining 20,000 rein. But Dylan tells him it was a gift from the emperor, and selling it without his permission would be a crime against the Imperial family. But Noah refuses to change his mind, and he tells them he is willing to sacrifice himself to fulfill his duty as a noble. So Dylan expresses his thanks, and Noah recalls Dylan also originates from the same area. The next day, as Noah's servants prepare his carriage, he hears the voice of the 4th Prince, Henry, so he immediately moves to greet him. Henry inquires where Noah is going, so he informs him why he is going to Dasso. Henry notices the magic sword in his carriage, so he asks if he is planning to use it. Noah tells him he is carrying it just as a test. Henry reveals he conducted some research on the sword, and he warns it only obeys the one it recognizes as its master. So Noah realizes he must earn its recognition, and Henry departs as he warns him not to use that sword. They arrive at Dasso, and Noah perceives most of the homes must have lost their land deeds, so he orders Dylan to go to the government office, since they now need the purchase record of land. Noah then begins inspecting the damage to the land, and he notes the root vegetables have already begun to rot. Zoe tells him it is dangerous for him to venture this far, but he tells her he would sneak out if she stops him. They observe the Empire is distributing food, so Noah approaches to examine the food quality, and he finds they are distributing the spoiled food. An old man tells him they shouldn't complain about it, but Noah cannot believe the Empire would distribute spoiled rations. He observes a local government official, Geralt, arriving to inspect the food, but he approves it even though it smells bad, and his men inform him his portion is ready in the mansion. Noah accuses him of accepting kickbacks, so Geralt tells him they are working hard for the people, and taking a little in return is a privilege afforded to them. But Noah declares it's a crime, so Geralt assaults him with his sword. Noah pronounces Geralt's death penalty, and the magic sword flies into his hand. He commands the sword to show him its power, but the sword attempts to drown him with its water magic. But Noah manages to grasp its handle, and he orders it to obey him. Noah severs Geralt's head from his body, so his servants try to apprehend him. But he strikes the ground with the sword to stop them, and it creates a massive hole. So Noah senses the sword possesses insane power. Knight Captain Rowan arrives to investigate the situation, and Geralt's men tell him Noah murdered Geralt. But Rowan recognizes who Noah is, and he immediately moves to greet him. Rowan tells him he serves Prince Henry, and he was recently appointed to this region. He announces to everyone Noah is a prince, so all of them bow down in respect. Noah orders Rowan to punish Geralt's men, and provide the people better food, so the people there begin praising his name. The first prince hears Noah succeeded in wielding the sword, so he thinks he will be more useful than he thought. Noah is summoned by the emperor, and the emperor tells him he received a report that he sold his gift to purchase a village, and Noah believes he will face punishment. But the emperor thanks him, as he knows Noah prevented the food scam, and he inquires how he learned of this. So Noah tells him about what happened with Zoe, and the emperor tells him he knows he mastered the water sword. So he requests to see Noah's abilities again, and the priest casts a spell on him. They note Noah now possesses one more S to his water attribute, so the emperor asks Noah to always aid him with his ability, and Noah delightfully replies he will. Noah arrives at Raid Street, as he has heard about a popular singer there. He enters the theater with Zoe to see her. As the girl, Alaki, begins to sing a song, Noah observes she sings earnestly and takes it seriously, but her technique has room for improvement. Noah sees some goons shout at her to stop singing, and they order her to sell her body to pay her dad's debt. No one in the crowd attempts to stop them, so Noah commands them to stop harassing her, and reminds them it's illegal to make children assume their parents' debt. When the goon tries to harm Noah, he strikes them with the magic power of his sword. The attack frightened them, and they fled the theater. Noah instructs the theater owner to inform him if they return, and Zoe gives him Noah's contact card, so the crowd realizes he is a prince. Noah inquires about Alaki's monthly living expenses. She states she has an ailing mother to take care of, so Noah offers her 25 reen per month for singing, and he will increase it as she improves. Alaki bows in gratitude. Noah returns to his mansion, and he spots those goons outside his gate. His maid informs him they came to apologize to him, but Noah refuses to see them. Henry tells him he made a wise decision, since granting an audience to men like them would devalue his standing. But Noah explains he has another reason. He wants them to believe he is still angry at them, so they would stop bothering Alaki. Henry states he is impressed he could reason that far at his age, since Frank and Gary don't think that way despite their similar age. Noah notes Gary and Frank are his brothers from different mothers, but Henry and Gary are blood brothers, so they have a different sort of connection. Henry informs Noah he heard he has mastered the magic sword, so Noah confirms it does have its own will. Henry wonders how he carries it around, so Noah draws it out as it was hidden in his sleeve. Noah then shrinks its size to the palm of his hand. Henry thinks this is unprecedented, since there is no record of this happening for the past many centuries, and he declares him just too amazing. Noah and Henry walk outside, and they spot the goons still waiting for Noah. But their leader bellows at Noah for ignoring them, so Noah unleashes a bit of the sword's power to threaten them, and Henry is astounded Noah brought the sword completely under control. Noah expresses his gratitude to noble Radok for inviting him to his party. Radok escorts him inside the party hall, and the crowd greets him by clapping their hands. Radok inquires about what he is carrying on his waist. Noah explains it's called Leviathan, and the crowd is surprised since it's the national treasure. But one of them calls it a fake replica, and Noah doesn't like it, so the sword releases its aura around the crowd. Noah observes everyone screaming in pain, so he commands it to stop. Radok informs him he is impressed since Noah controls the national treasure's overwhelming power, and he mentions they all experienced a near-death moment. They all praise Noah for that, and they begin introducing themselves to him. A trader named Byron Allen expresses his delight in meeting him, and he introduces his daughter Cindy to him. Noah tells him he has adopted the girl, and Byron wonders how he can tell. So Noah states he has the bearing of someone born into high rank, but his daughter lacks that. He also explains he took a former slave as his daughter, since she gave him an inquiring look when she felt flustered. Byron confirms Noah is right, and reveals he has been teaching her as his adopted daughter. Noah expresses interest in hearing more about it, and he invites them to his mansion. As Byron and Cindy depart, Noah informs Radok he knows another reason she is not his daughter. He unleashes an aura in their direction, and Cindy moves to shield Byron. Noah notes she's been doing that since the sword first released its aura. Noah visits the market in their town, and he meets the 8th Prince Oscar. Oscar inquires where Noah is going without a carriage. Noah states he is merely taking a stroll, so Oscar suggests a treasure hunt. He escorts him to a famous antiques market, and Noah begins searching for something to buy. He purchases a blue grimoire, and Oscar informs him it's the grimoire of the legendary sorcerer Andrea. Oscar asks how he knew what it was. Noah admits he didn't. But he observes a plus was added to his win status when he touched the grimoire, and only beings with their own will can do that. So he draws out his sword to attack it, and it begins emitting a dark aura. As a mysterious dark figure materializes in front of them, Oscar informs him it's the spirit of the great sorcerer who mastered the wind. So Noah attacks the spirit with his magic sword, and the spirit vanishes from their eyes. Oscar questions if Noah's attack inflicted any damage. Noah states he aimed upward, so Oscar ponders how he became so strong. A merchant named Alan approaches them, mentioning he runs an antique shop, and he invites them to see an interesting article. They agree to check it out, and Alan presents a ring to them. He explains it will show its true form when its true owner appears. But until now it has never responded to anyone, so Noah wonders if it's trash. Alan explains it always reappears whenever he throws it in the trash. So Noah slides it onto his finger, and the ring begins to glow. A voice emanates from it, declaring it recognizes him as its owner. The ring then transforms into its true form, a suit of armor. Noah observes it doesn't change his status, so he concludes it's a different sort of being than that grimoire or Leviathan. Noah chooses to buy it, and Oscar insists on paying for it, since he wishes to present it as a gift. The carriage reaches Noah's mansion. As Noah alights from it, the goon attempts a sneak attack, but the sword deflects the attack with a shield created by the ring. The carriage rider restrains the goon, and Oscar inquires how Noah generated that shield. Noah explains the sword reacted to his hostility with automatic defense, and Oscar finds him incredible to have mastered it already. Noah visits the theater for Alaki's performance, and he finds some drunk men harassing her. They are brawling over her, so Noah intervenes, and he shocks them with his sword. They flee from the theater. The owner apologizes for being unable to stop them, explaining that customers like them sustain his business. Noah resolves to purchase his business, and he instructs Zoe to provide the payment. Alaki inquires how she can repay him, and he advises her to keep improving her singing, since he hopes the Emperor will hear her someday. Alaki vows to devote herself for him. Noah's maid informs him Governor General Ded Marley arrives to visit him, so he commands her to admit him inside. Ded kneels before Noah as he greets him, and Noah directs him to take a seat. Noah inquires if they have met before, and Ded states he introduced himself to him when he assumes the position of Governor General. Noah recalls he was commanded to oversee flood control in Holdjoy, and he perceives by the look on his face it isn't progressing well. So Noah asks what problems he is encountering, and Ded explains they have not received any funding. But Noah believes they must have received money since it is an imperial decree. So Ded explains the Home Ministry repeatedly offers excuses, so Noah leads him to the Finance Minister's residence. Noah confronts Finance Minister Maverick, asking why he is withholding their funds, and Maverick offers a vague answer. So Noah insists on a clear answer, and Maverick reveals Holly experiences flood damage yet again last year, and the Emperor bestows upon them a tax exemption for the whole year. Maverick intends for Holdjoy to utilize that leftover tax money for flood relief. But Noah declares he suspects he is undermining him, since the Emperor exempts taxes because they possess no money to render. So Noah demands to know again if he is undermining him, and Maverick assures him he is not. He launches into an explanation that he cannot dispatch the money right now, as he plans to construct a royal villa for the Emperor so he can recuperate, and that requires a vast amount of money. Ded fears they will not obtain money since Maverick invokes the Emperor's name, but he is astonished when Noah commands Maverick to be silent. Noah declares he is committing a grave crime against the royal family, and he states his reason for not providing the money is insulting to the Emperor. So Maverick immediately kneels as he pleads for forgiveness, and he promises he will supply Holdjoy with funding right away. Ded applauds Noah for compelling the finance minister to submit without raising a finger, and he confesses he is ashamed for placing him in this position. Noah recognizes Ded attempts to use him to enforce his demands, but he observes now he chooses to prostrate himself before him. Ded heads to Holdjoy after obtaining the funds, and a messenger notifies Noah the Emperor summons him. So he immediately visits his father, and the Emperor commends Noah for how he manages Maverick. So Noah is surprised how quickly he discovers that, and he assures him he only executes what anyone should have. But the Emperor remarks not many people can execute the right thing with natural ease, and it is more noteworthy for a boy of his age. The Emperor then observes Leviathan seems smaller as he obtains reports, and Noah realizes he knows since his mansion is also within the Emperor's information network. The Emperor states it's remarkable he fully commands the dark magic sword, and Noah recalls it would have killed everyone back then if he hadn't halted it. The Emperor informs him he has summoned a sword instructor for him, and the kingdom's greatest swordsman Damien presents himself to Noah. The Emperor directs Noah to study under him, and Damien proposes about right away to assess his aptitude. The Emperor grants him permission, and Noah notices Damien clearly possesses the trust of his father. As they commence their bout, Noah senses the memories of all Leviathan's past owners rushing through him, and he effortlessly disarms him. So Damien declares to the Emperor he has nothing to impart to Noah, since he is certain Noah already possesses master-level swordsmanship skill. So the Emperor proclaims Noah is truly impressive, and he appoints him the head judge in this year's knight selection exam. Noah bows as he vows to complete this task, and he wears a smile on his face. He knows the first job of a new knight is to become a subordinate of the head judge, and he will grow even stronger by his service. Noah requests the Emperor to abolish regional preliminaries, and conduct all judging in the capital before his eyes. The Emperor inquires why he desires to do that, and he explains he doesn't want any talented candidate to be barred for arbitrary reasons. So the Emperor approves the permission, and he returns to his mansion. Noah asks Zoe if people from her village are entering the knight selection exam, and she explains they nominate only one villager every year for the exam. So he states now they can send more as he abolishes regional preliminaries. But she explains they cannot cover travel and lodging expenses of more than one, and it requires collective donations from all of them just to send one. So Noah assures her he will fund all travel and lodging expenses for every candidate, but Zoe fears it will require a great deal of money. So he commands Dylan to purchase all the vacant houses in the capital, and organize a meeting with merchants for food arrangements. Noah summons merchant Byron he had met before, and he observes he is incurring a deficit as he examines his bill for the meals. Byron explains he is making the sacrifice because it is a request from the 13th prince. But Noah reminds him merchants don't donate money just for compassion. So Noah demands to know what he desires from him, and he reveals he wants to discover what sorts of people are hired in the palace employment exam. So Noah deduces he intends to install a girl in the palace, so he would be the first to receive any new important information. Byron mentions he has already sent a token of gratitude to his mansion, so Noah consents to recommend a girl he approves. Byron then kneels as he praises his kindness and keen perception, and he requests permission to affix his house crest to his store sign. So Noah warns he will not tolerate betrayal, and he agrees to grant him permission. Noah notes acquiring Byron as a subordinate boosts his stats, and he observes his water stat suddenly drops, so he speculates if something has transpired in Almeria. Noah immediately departs to see the emperor, and he queries the emperor about any development in Almeria as he meets him. So the emperor states he merely observes some signs, and the priest whispers something in his ear. The emperor then announces there has been a rebellion in Almeria, and he inquires how large Noah believes it is. Noah observes his stat only declines by 1 rank out of several, so he asserts it is small in scope at the moment. The emperor confirms he is right about it, and he asks if Noah wishes to quash it himself. But Noah states he lacks any combat experience, and he is uncertain soldiers will heed him. So he proposes dispatching one of his older brothers, and the emperor remarks Noah evaluates the situation objectively before declining. But he consents to dispatch another prince, and Noah suggests he believes Henry is the best choice, and the emperor summons Henry to issue his commands. They travel towards Almeria to suppress the rebellion, and Henry tells him this could have been his chance to gain an achievement. But Noah explains he is inadequately prepared for such sudden deployment. Leviathan detects hostility from people nearby, so Noah commands everyone to halt the carriage. He leaps from the carriage as he wishes Henry not to intervene, and rebels attempt to ensnare him with their water magic. But Noah shields himself with his automatic defense shields, and he observes he is encircled by a group of Almerian rebels. So he vanquishes every single one of them with his sword. Henry hopes they could have interrogated them if they were alive, so Noah explains he does not kill them, but he utilizes Leviathan's power to render them unconscious, since he knows people like these are inclined to kill themselves. Noah notes these rebels are cavalrymen, and he knows Almeria does not possess a strong reserve of war horses. So Noah summons Byron to his mansion, and he informs him about the rebellion in Almeria. He commands Byron to procure all the horse feed in Almeria immediately, and Byron inquires if he should acquire standard rations as well. But Noah explains they do not require that, since he knows the war horses are not bred in Almeria, so the rebels will not find any horse feed for their horses. Byron understands Noah intends to compel the rebel to plunder horse feed from citizens, and he immediately departs as he recognizes how brilliant his plan is. The emperor informs Noah that they interrogated the assassins, and they disclose the rebels were trying to kidnap him as a bargaining chip. But Noah suspects the assassin is lying, so the emperor promises him they possess ways to discover if they are, and Noah chooses to accept his word. The emperor explains to Noah that his capture would have compelled the empire to face a difficult choice, and he commends him for targeting their horses. Noah is stunned, as he just issued the order to purchase all the feed. The emperor tells him the second crown prince proposed starving the rebels, but he applauds Noah for realizing rebels might attack common citizens to seize food. He asserts that Noah's ideas and ability to execute them are impressive, so he intends to reward him somehow, and he authorizes the addition of a sword to Noah's crest. Noah is astonished to learn this, since this counts among the greatest honors one may earn in the empire, and adding this without his permission results in death. Noah expresses gratitude for the honor with a proud expression on his face. Noah returns to his mansion, and Byron mentions it will not be difficult to purchase all the feed. But he cautions Noah that the rebel leader Carfin will attempt anything to achieve his goals. Noah's maid reports that a wounded man desires to deliver an urgent report, so Noah walks to the gate to meet him. The man states he serves as a decurion in Almeria, and a rebellion erupted in Almeria. Byron considers him unlucky since Noah already knew about it, but Noah commands his maid to present him a reward of 1,000 rein. Byron asks Noah why he is awarding so much money for information he already had, and Noah explains that a mere decurion risked his life to notify him, so he judges him worthy of a high reward. Noah observes Zoe wearing a worried expression on her face, so he inquires about the reason for it. She hands him a pouch of 500 rein, and explains someone gave her money for making him ingest this sleeping drug. Noah suspects it was the rebels, and he asks her why she brought this to him. Zoe explains she could not betray him since he assisted her mother, but they threatened to kill her if she refused to obey orders. Noah assures her he understands the predicament she faced, and he offers her a reward of 5,000 rein for her loyalty. Noah urges her to accept it when she tries to refuse, and she thanks him for his kindness. Noah then informs her he will drink the drug, and he instructs her to lead him to them when he falls asleep. He warns her to flee immediately after that, as he fears they will murder her if she stays nearby. Noah wakes as he catches the voices of his captors, and he realizes he is secured by his hands and feet. He resizes Leviathan, which he had concealed under his ears, and he notices they omitted taking his ring. He employs the ring's power to sever the ropes tying him. Noah then commands Leviathan to replay his memories, and Leviathan displays everything that occurred after he consumed the drug. Zoe fled after abandoning him with the rebels, and they transported him outside the city in a wagon. Noah emerges from the wagon to confront them, and he immediately slays one of the rebels. All the other rebels unsheathe their swords at him to fight, but Noah easily vanquishes all of them with his sword, and he sees Zoe accompanying a group of knights in his direction for help. Noah inquires what she is doing here, and she explains she came to rescue him since she was worried. They are amazed he defeated them all by himself, and Noah commands the knight captain to dispose of the rebels' bodies. As the knight performs this, a sword drops from the rebel's dead body. Noah immediately warns everyone to retreat, since he senses it holds a curse on it, and he knows it's infused with the hatred of the one who placed it there. Noah commands Leviathan to strike the person who cast the curse, and Leviathan launches a beam of dark energy towards the sky, and it returns to hit the person responsible for the curse. Noah meets with the Emperor to attend his summon, and the Emperor commends him for how he handled the situation. He informs Noah that the rebel leader was assassinated by a pillar of water last night, so he asks Noah if he achieved that with his magic sword. Noah admits he did that, as he recalls he used the hatred in the dagger to direct Leviathan's shot to the rebel leader. He felt relieved it worked. The rebels were then crushed by the fourth Prince Henry, and they detained all those involved in planning the uprising. The servant requests the Emperor's ruling in determining their punishment, and he announces they will be executed by being drawn and quartered. Everyone in the hall applauds his decision as brilliant, but Noah kneels and objects, stating he must not proceed with that. Everyone becomes uneasy, and the Emperor demands to know what Noah means in an angry voice. Noah explains they must face punishment according to the Imperial law, and violating the law will dismantle the Emperor's supremacy. Everyone stares at Noah as they perspire nervously, and Noah implores the Emperor to re-examine his decision. The Emperor acknowledges Noah's logic is valid, and he succeeded in catching him in his mistake. He then commands First Prime Minister Noishill to penalize the rebels according to the Imperial law, and Noishill confirms it will be done. Noah draws the eyes of everyone for chiding the Emperor, and they acclaim him as a gift from the heavens. The Emperor wishes to reward Noah for preventing him from tarnishing the Empire's name, so he bestows him the title of Wise. Noah observes his title has changed to Wise Prince in the status window. The Emperor states that if he had been born a bit earlier, and the crowds cheered for him as they heard that. The Emperor then inquires how he plans to conduct the knight selection exam, and Noah promises him he will demonstrate it after this. Noah prepares a demonstration for the Emperor, as he positions himself among servants while he sits at a table, and every servant holds a bucket of water in their hands. He commands them to hurl water at him, and he deflects the water with his automatic defense shield. The Emperor is astonished by the demonstration, and Noah explains he will have participants strike him in this way, so he can assess them based on how close their attack comes to him. The Emperor notes it simplifies the judgment process for Noah, but he worries powerful contenders might breach his defense. Noah assures him he is ready to handle that, and the Emperor is impressed as he hears that, and he commends Noah for planning far ahead. Noishill mentions to the Emperor that his desire for Noah to have been born earlier before the public was a bit much. But the Emperor sees nothing wrong in that, as Noah performed many unprecedented things. As the Emperor gazes toward a wooden box, he muses that Leviathan appears to possess terrifying power. He then commands crews to retrieve something out to him, and he speculates what might occur if Noah unseals the true seal on Leviathan.